Welcome to TRADEREP. This is Shorthammer. It is the 14th of August, 2019, and we are looking at Microsoft. Now, Microsoft, along with most of the market, just took off to the upside today at the announcement that the U.S. and China would be restarting trade negotiations. And we just ripped from the open, just nonstop buying and a beautiful squeeze to the top. Now, we have these pinkish lines that are on our chart that I call supply demand lines, which means they're lines where buyers and sellers have had disagreements in the past. And if we look at Microsoft, it blew through the first line, kind of, upper wick pullback. Then the next candle pushed up through. We see this forceful pushing through, but it ran head first into this 138.78 area and stalled out. We had a pullback and it held the 137.80 supply demand line, pushed back up, and we kind of spent the day kind of hovering around this 137.80 by 138.78. And if you look at even this pullback, it bounced in the prior days consolidation areas, like right here, these upper wicks and these upper portions here. So what do I expect from Microsoft tomorrow? It seems that in the after hours, we're over the 138.78. If we had done this during the cash hours, then I believe Amazon would have taken the next leg up. So we'll see where we open, but I'll be watching these lines to see how Microsoft interacts with them. The main intraday pivot for tomorrow on Microsoft, this yellow dash line here, is 137.46, 47-ish. So I'll be watching that to see if we have any type of a pullback and then another push or leg up. And I'll also be watching here to see, do we hold the 138.78 and squeeze up to the 139.47. So I'll be watching the supply demand lines on Microsoft tomorrow and seeing how the buyers interact with them and how the sellers interact with them, and how the chart reacts. So that's what I'm watching for Microsoft. And I do believe that, if you follow Microsoft, for me, when I trade Microsoft, I watch Amazon and the SPY. Those are the three tickers that are on my charts, usually at all times. And I can play them off of each other, whether it's at supply demand zones or it's at pivots or just another form of support, whether it be the VWAP. So I watch all three of those as I trade, and they're usually a good indication of market trend, but also a good indication of if Microsoft is running and it's a day when they're all synced up, Microsoft, Amazon, SPY, then I can watch the different zones and expect pullbacks on the correlating tickers, whether it be I'm trading Amazon and I'm watching SPY and Microsoft, I'm trading Microsoft, I'm watching Amazon and SPY. I could sort of watch the others to give me an indication of where the one that may be lagging may be heading. And another thing on Microsoft, remember they had great earnings, and pretty good guidance. So that they're down a little bit or pull back a little bit is kind of not surprising, I'll say, but it's interesting. So people should actually still be pretty bullish on Microsoft just based on earnings and guidance. And so at some point, it may not be right now, but at some point, the market will remember that Microsoft should be higher, and whether it goes down or wherever they may find it, you kind of want to keep an eye on tickers that beat earnings and had good guidance, because they're usually the ones after a market drawdown that end up finding support, and then buyers looking and say, hey, this thing is on sale, I'm going to get it while it's low, and they ride it back up.